Good weekend, all. Ira Epstein with your weekend edition of your metal market wrap-up, and this is for Friday, the 16th of April, 2021. So as we look at the market, you finished off the day with a nice rally in the gold. The market is up. Really had a neat little rally this week. Silver's come back. Copper, I'm not surprised. Copper market, if you're a regular subscriber of my morning video, I'm not talking the free one on YouTube, my morning subscriber video, I've been pointing out a lot of neat things about copper as to what I think it's doing, and today's action makes me smile. I'll leave it at that. So let's take a look at the chart action. In the gold on a monthly chart, you went back down to the 18-month average, and that's where your battle is forming. So is this going to be the low before the market moves back to the upside? Potentially over 2,000 if it can get anything going. Don't know enough to say yes or no. Here's what I can tell you. What would make the chart ugly is on a monthly basis, getting back under 1673.30 and closing under that. That could give you the impetus to go much lower than you think. So that's the number I can hang my hat on, so to speak. I don't want to see. When I look at the chart of closes, I've been pointing out, and I'll do it here as well, I've been doing it each day when we look at the bias of the market on a weekly basis, and I said the resistance points is probably going to be that 1795 area, right where the 18-week average is. If we take a look at the weekly bar chart, you form the bottom of types. You've got the pattern of higher lows, higher highs. That's bullish. The market's holding a zone, not the number, but a zone near the 100-week average of closes. Okay. The Bollinger Band held the market. You probed through it a couple of times, got back over it, and that gave you the pop. What are the odds of staying under Bollinger Bands or above them? 5% of the time. There's a way to count them. There's a way to play them if you have a bull or a bear market in play. I teach that in my enhanced Bollinger Band course. It's like getting your doctorate degree in Bollinger Bands. It is not intended that, oh, gee, I want to know what those are. You've got to already know what they are. Then that's for the next step of it. And I talk about it at the end of this video. So I'm looking for resistance, 1795, and momentum is trying to correct itself from being oversold. I'm just going to let that play itself out. So where do I think all of this is going to play? Well, you could get short covering right up here, and that's where the battle will be fought. If you fell hard, I would say 1671.30, 1670.30 is the support area. I don't see anything yet bullish. That's the important part. In the gold-silver ratio on the weekly basis, you can see how the market has gotten all the way up through here, but it hasn't crossed it. So it's still in the basis that silver, when you stay under that, should have innate strength that is better than gold on the weekly charts. When you come to the silver weekly chart, unlike the gold, you're still in a downtrend. Gold's in an uptrend on the swing line. This market has gotten back over its 18-week average. Gold hasn't. This market's a cleaner play as it's gone from an upper band to a lower band and right back over it. Now, should this market get over 2653, it negates this leg of the decline. It does not start an uptrend. You can't start an uptrend this coming week on this chart, all right? Maybe the week after or the week after that, but not right now. Right now, I think you're stuck between 2432 and 2757 in the chart action. In the copper, what you've been doing for week after week is going sideways right here as you have corrected. And I want to use the word, you've been correcting, actually that should be present tense, you're still in the process of correcting. If you'll notice these numbers, they had gotten back under the 60 level on part of them. Then, and I'll come forward now, right through here, then they got themselves back to the point where now they're both at 70. Weekly charts tend to get overbought, oversold. But what's the pattern? Higher lows, higher highs. What is the number I don't want to see taken out to keep that pattern? This week's low. If that's taken out, the odds strongly favor a challenge of the 18-week average. If the market doesn't take that out, the 434 area could be the next zone that the market on a weekly chart wants to work its way up to. In the platinum market, we've corrected an overbought condition. We've kept the bullishness in the market with higher lows and higher highs. I think the trade has been buying this market. I think they'd like to see that red line turn up. Then I think they would target the 1297 level. Let's flip-flop this. If you close under 1149, that would destroy the bull action and turn this market actually bearish. So let's wait and see what happens. In the dollar index, you went basically from the Bollinger Band bottom to the top and right back. Now, if you take out 91.29, it'll be a problem. Momentum has turned sharply to the downside way before price action did. So I'd be watching to see what that does. 91.09 thereabouts is the 18-day average. That's the neutral zone. But to get to it, you have to break the pattern of higher lows, higher highs. At this point, you still have the bull trend intact. The bias is up, but momentum has turned down. And that's pretty much what I see there. So if you're interested in learning about the Bollinger Bands, another way to look at them, a way to add on to your long or short positions is a big part of that. I think I've got the answer for you. Take a look at this, and I'll see you next week. Welcome. I'm Ira Epstein, and I'm here to talk about my enhanced Bollinger Band course. Now, many of you have taken my regular charting course, and if not, you might think you know something about Bollinger Bands. As you know, Bollinger Bands are an algorithm designed to keep the market trading within it 95% of the time, and on a chart, it will offer on the top part resistance, on the bottom support, and the idea is the market will travel within them. We know that sometimes it latches onto that band, goes up or goes down. Well, how do you play with that? Can you pyramid the positions off that type of thinking? Well, I've applied all three of these into 13 different videos that teach you my concept of it. And from that concept, you're able to work with weekly charts and or daily charts. The 13 videos, each about 7 minutes long. The idea here is not to put you in school forever, but to teach. Now, if you haven't tried my complete futures research, I throw that in as well. Whether you've tried this or not, I think it's worth taking a look at. I think you're going to learn something from there. That research, by the way, covers twice daily market updates for you and access to what I call window envelope numbers, which I think are very important when looking at these Bollinger Bands. The next part is a trial to our charting software so you can make your charts look the same way that mine do. It's that simple. Where do you go with it and how do you get all this? It's simple. You go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. If you go to the word education, everything you need is answered there. You can also call my staff. They'll be happy to help you get set up. I'm Ira Epstein, on the road to your education.